What a wonderful movie. What an amazing story. What an inspiration this man is. And the film is beautifully done. The music, the people, the family, the story, and it just puts a good light on something that's so hard to explain and understand. And yet so many people are frustrated by it. So congratulations. Loved it.
So I've watched the film be created from, well, I knew what the idea was because my husband was drawing all the cartoons, so it was so fun to watch the movie actually be complete, and the story behind it is wonderful. I'm a nurse practitioner, so I work with oncology patients constantly, so it's fun hearing this point of view. I really enjoyed it, so thank you so much.
I thought it was excellent, revealing, and I think it reflects something about organized medicine, in which I was in for a third of a century. It is not a dysfunctional system, it's a non-system. I can't say it any stronger than that.
It was wonderful. It was amazing. And I think what's great about it, also, besides all the medical and pharma aspects, was the family aspect and the how visible it is that the strength that he had to tell the truth was coming from himself and also coming from his family in such a huge way. And we should all be so lucky.
I loved the movie. I loved the story. Ralph's bravery, standing up to the corporate folks at Sloan-Kettering. He was a great, just really his whole story, his journey from early career to standing up and dealing with the frustration of possibly putting his family in some jeopardy, but ultimately his courage and humor and standing up to what was an overwhelming corporate kind of opposition. It was just a very inspiring story, and I brought my daughters tonight, and I'm hoping they learn something or are inspired by that bravery and courage. So it was an amazing movie.
I'm so glad I saw this film. I think everybody should see it. It made me aware of even more of how big business controls what we have access to in terms of medical care and access to information. A very important film to see. I'd say it's one of the most important films that we need to see this year, absolutely.
This movie is a real eye-opener, and having the actual people who did the revealing and etc. Shows that the ordinary people need to get involved in this kind of thing. It's good to know about the connection between Big Pharma and what we actually, as citizens, get to use, which is a very sad connection, because just like everything else, it's money. And it's very, very sad. That's what's happened to this country.
I think it was a really important film to see. It's very topical today with cover-ups. And I think it talks about the ethical issues involved in healthcare and the pharmacy industry. So it's a really important film, and I hope people see it.
Well, I praise Ralph Moss. He's a great, courageous individual, and I sympathize with it. I think the film was excellent, and I'm very happy it was made and is available.
I think that what he did required a lot of courage. I was very excited at the family reaction when he basically caused himself to be fired by standing up for the truth on such an important matter for the public interest. And I hope that the movie leads to some kind of a movement against the kind of corruption that's so endemic in our society on important issues of public interest and public benefit, such as developing a good cure for cancer that's available at a reasonable price. So I think it was very exciting for me to see that movie.
I think this is a really powerful film that a lot of people need to see and hear and act. And so thanks for bringing us the story.
It's a marvelous film, and what it deals with is that we need to have freedom of choice in every level of our life, whether it's pregnancy or cancer. It's an individual's decision, and you can't see this film and not realize, yes, freedom is ultimately everybody's business.
That was an awesome film. I came kind of expecting it to be that awesome because I was diagnosed with cancer in February, and immediately the person one of the doctors I value most recommended Ralph Moss's report on small cell lung cancer, and it's my Bible. So, thank you.
It shows a lot about people like this who are, they're not afraid to speak out against people who do wrong, like people like Big Pharma who try to just take people's money because they don't want to admit that there's something that could eventually prohibit or cure cancer. And I think it's great that this film was made.
It was very informative, and I'm a Eucharistic minister. I want to thank this man for his courage and his strength of character. Very admirable.
I really admire Mr. Ralph Moss for his courage, and that is, to me, the essence of everything is the people are sold their souls down the line basically for money, and that's the bottom line. And it takes a lot of courage in this world to stand for the truth.
Well, I'd like to thank Eric Merola and Dr. Moss so much for bringing this movie to the public and letting us know what happened, what the true story is about Laetrile, and the job that Big Pharma has done to keep this information and this drug away from the public. I think it's a huge service that they've done for all of us, especially since cancer touches everyone's lives in some way.
I'm a big fan of documentaries, and this documentary did what every good documentary should do, which is it made me think. It gave me a whole bunch of ideas to bring home and think about some more, and I would definitely recommend it to others.
I think the film is excellent, and I knew nothing about Laetrile, or I hadn't even heard of it, so it's just a fascinating period of history, and the cover-up.
I'm so grateful that they're exposing all this deception and lies and letting people know that there's so much greed, and they're taking human life and letting that go over money. And there's so much corruption in this world, and it's just not fair to cancer patients. They're trying to survive when there is possibly things out there, but they're suppressing it over money. But this is one aspect of, this country. There's so much deceit and dishonesty. You can't trust what you see on TV or anything, and it's really a shame when, even when it comes to human life, they'll take money over that. And so this is very refreshing, and I wish that the public would know the corruption that's going on in this country, and we definitely do not live in a free country. And it's upsetting because I'm dealing with stage 4 cancer, and I'm right smack in the middle, and I see all the deception, all the lies, and it's wrong. And I've seen so many of my friends pass away doing the 3 chemo, surgery, and radiation, doing everything that doctors say, and none of them have survived. I'm the last one of the group. It's going on for 3.5 years, second occurrences. And I think the only reason why I haven't succumbed to death yet is the fact that I'm doing alternative and trying very hard to find the right alternative doctors, because there's just as many bad conventional doctors as they are alternative doctors. So it's, and it's really a shame that a patient that is really going through a lot has to fight to find treatment that might work, or at least extend their life. That as American citizens, they've sold us down the tubes in every way. And it's just not the medical industry, it's in everything. Because they'd rather line their pockets with money instead of being for the American people. So we've lost our rights. America is not the way it was back in our grandparents' day or our great-grandparents' day. It is terrible.
I really enjoyed the movie. I've been a fan of Ralph Moss's for years. I've read some of his books, and I've corresponded with him. And it's really heartening to see somebody like this who's willing to risk his career to oppose the system, the profit-making system we have. In my own stuff, I do research on vitamin D. And the vitamin D story has a lot of the same earmarks that the Laetrile story does. Big Pharma doesn't like it because it's so inexpensive. They've done everything they can to try to marginalize it. It'll never be, probably never be approved for treating people with cancer. But it's the same sort of thing. It's the profit motive, suppressing these really very simple, very straightforward approaches. So, the movie, I think, got the human point of view across. It got some of the science there. It was really interesting. I especially enjoyed seeing the Japanese researcher, how he worked patiently for 60 years, 4 or 5 years on this thing, Sugiura, or Sugiura, whatever, and how he actually told what he found at the press conference. I mean, that took a lot of balls, took a lot of guts to really stand up to his bosses and say, that's what I found, and what they're saying is not really the way it was. I don't know what happened to him after that, but it was really very interesting to see the inside of what goes on. I look forward to reading the book, and I got the DVD to see the rest of the story. So, very good effort. I appreciate you all doing it.